Legacy, 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 legacy. Black excellence, baby. You gon' let them see.
Hello, everyone. You are listening to the Legacy Be Built podcast. I am the creator and the host, Lanisha Porter, and you are now tuned in to episode 2. Let's jump right in. So, in episode 1, I talked about the core values that describe my life, tradition, and legacy. And summarily, I said that for me, legacy is the stories that you want to leave behind about your life. Tradition is the stories that make up your life. What are the stories of your heritage, of your history? What are the recurring things that repeat themselves in your life or those connected to you? And then life itself. What is it that you want to make out of it? In this space that is life, what is it that you want to create? What is it that you want your life to be? How will you use this vessel, this human vessel, to make an impression here on earth? And in those things, I talked about how I dream in full. And my full dream, when I really think about it, I guess is really just the American dream. And each day of my life, I try to secure, if only but a small piece of that dream. And in episode 1, I referenced a song that when I hear it, it's really electrifying to my soul. When I think of the power in it, and when I think of how beautiful life could be if we ensured that everyone had access to those opportunities. And that song is Proud to Be an American. You know, when I hear the lyrics, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. As a Black American, that resonates with me on a different level. For me, there have been men and women who have marched, who have died, who have had bludgeoned bodies, who have spilled not only their tears, but have had their blood spilled so that in their life, they can secure opportunities for the next generation. So when I think of my Black story, I guess I just feel indebted, I feel grateful, and I feel appreciative of those who have come before me. My story is that I come from a working class family, and even through the strength of hard work, sometimes that has not been enough to excel or thrive, but only enough to survive. And that is not just unique to my family. I understand that a lot of people share that common story. Work really hard. The sweat of your brows are in your work. Swollen feet, tired hands, and yet those that have come before us have continued to work. And just seeing what 2020 has brought us with all the social and civil unrest, I am hopeful. I am extremely hopeful that finally the lyrics of Proud to Be an American will bring about a new sense of realized hope for all people, especially Black people, because for so many years, despite efforts, despite eligibility, despite being qualified, there have been many people who have been locked out of opportunities. And when I say locked out of opportunities, I mean locked out of opportunities with a deadbolt of racism, with the deadbolt of stereotypes, with the deadbolt of just unfairness, judging on the color of someone's skin. And I really feel a change is gonna come. I do feel like a change is gonna come. And I told you guys in episode 1 that I dream of what most people dream of, the American dream. And I think what made me realize, like, hey, I'm getting older, is when I realized that I'm not the first one to have this dream. I am not the first one who, with my life work and my life shift, wants to do the type of dutiful work that unlocks promises for those who will come after me, so that they can enjoy a life of true freedoms, not being locked out of opportunity based on the color of your skin, that they can enjoy the freedoms of actually working very hard and being able to do more than just survive and actually live and actually have a good life. And Black people are just the soul of America. Despite the ugliness that is an integral part of the moral fabric of America's inception, Black people have never stopped. And that's why I wear this shirt so proudly right now. Black girl power. It's really just Black people power, but we have never given up. From the time that we arrived here in 1619, shackled in chains and just dehumanizing conditions, we still worked, and our work was enough to prop up white wealth for years upon years upon years. And even in the face of having our dignity impugned and having opportunities that should have been rightfully ours snatched from us, throughout all of it, throughout the discrimination, throughout the killing, the senseless killing, throughout systemic oppression, throughout it all, we have kept our faith, and we have smarted our way into systems that were not meant for us to win. So I guess today this podcast is really just a love letter to Black people. The Black story is one that is so ugly and so complicated and layered with many traumas and layered with many defeats and littered with hopelessness at times. But above it all, we still find a way to rise. We still find a way to be at the forefront of the march, making sure that our voice is heard. We still find a way to survive when they did everything to make sure that we couldn't. And more than ever, I am super inspired to make sure that with my life shift, I am doing the type of work that the next generation can benefit from. And I talk about this in chapter 5 of my book, Maximizing Her. In chapter 5, it's titled The Dutiful Shift of Now. It is our duty to rise up to make sure that our hopes are realized for the next generation. It is our duty right now to be present in this fight so that when the next generation comes along, they may have a chance at equal opportunity and be able to maintain their freedoms and be able to live a life that is well lived. And I don't know, I'm just proud to be Black. So extremely proud. And that is my Black American story. That is my Black American dream. And I'm motivated. I'm motivated to assume the dutiful task of right now, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. And I hope that this has motivated you too. May you go out and brick by brick, layer by layer, may you build your legacy. You have just listened to the Legacy Be Built podcast by Lanisha Porter. Hope to see you next time. All right.
Legacy, 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 legacy. Black excellence, baby. You gon' let them see.